What's up, guys? Ron from Rohde Law, and in this video we're going to break down Donald Trump's first day in New York court over his fraud case, primarily about the value of Mar-a-Lago. Now, if you subscribe to this channel, you know that I'm no stranger to Trump. I talk a lot about what he is being prosecuted for. Since the election, he has been in the news for a variety of legal lawsuits. I think the timing of all of this is suspect. They are clearly concerted to exert political pressure on somebody that Letitia James is doing here in New York. They are culminating in the year and the run-up prior to the election. Let me just put that out there because I don't want to get too political, although this is a political lawyer reacts. We'll talk a little bit about this ruling. You know, we have this document that came out I guess about a week ago, and he ruled that there was a concern about fraud. The statements or the representations of the value in Mar-a-Lago that Trump ratified, or he is the one that caused to be transmitted, caused to be produced through his agents, through this, very standard report about the value of his real property assets. He was presenting these documents to a bank in order to induce them to make a loan. They didn't receive any harm. They didn't lose any money as a result of the loan. They did their own due diligence as a condition of the loan. However, what is important to look at when we go through this document, let me see if I can find it here, just the sheer amount of land, right? People will buy that on the possibility that they could remove those deed restrictions. And so the value of the current deed restrictions is really going to be mitigated. And I am not an expert and I'm not one to judge. This is really a market value. Again, at the end of the day, what I really want to stress is that this decision shows a real lack of sophistication on the judge. They don't understand that the appraised assessed value from the county assessor is not the market value. The market value is some other number. Nobody can tell you what the market value is unless they put their money down and they buy it, and you can say the market value at 3 months ago when I went under contract or when I bought this property is X. That may be different 6 months after closing. The market value changes every single day, and I don't know what that real number is, but I don't think that this judge understands, because the amount of weight that he puts on the assessed value, it really doesn't matter. So that's the initial concerns. Let me bring this back in. He had his first day in court. It was a wild circus, like always. But there's one thing that I wanted to talk about. The judge here rebuked Trump for commenting about his clerk. There was a photo with the clerk and Chuck Schumer, the Democrat senator from New York, and hinting at allegations, but the judge kind of went off. And I think this is really interesting because it doesn't directly relate to the facts of the case, and there's a real First Amendment issue here. How can he really curtail his speech if it's not a threat, it's not harm, it's really just a photo and I would say a comment? And these people really need to have thicker skin, because you know that Trump is going to do this, but I really think he has a First Amendment right. If it is not harming anybody, if it's not inciting anything, he has a First Amendment. And so to issue a very broad range of sanctions on this case, or orders, basically their judicial orders forbidding them from making comments, it's really overplaying, and I think it is a constitutional issue, but it just shows you how this case is going to go. And I think factually, based on what happened today, it's still going to be in Trump's favor. Whatever happens, he is going to come out of this proceeding with the victory. And the fact that they are bringing what I think, again, are very weak claims, weak civil claims here for something that is clearly a difference between the assessed value and the market value, two different things, is not a great case. So smash that like button. Subscribe if you want more Trump lawyer reacts, because Trump loves real estate. He made a bunch of his money in real estate. And so we're going to be following along closely and see what the implications are for commercial real estate investors nationwide.